Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day. In this video, I will explain and I will discuss the fundamental aspect of hypothesis testing. Before we proceed with the theoretical foundation of hypothesis testing, I would like to recall that some topic that we have discussed before, which is to me is very important and very related to the topic of hypothesis testing. Remember, we have we have learned about numerical descriptive measures, we have learned about sampling design, and also we have learned about confidence interval. So these three elements, numerical descriptive measures, sampling design, and confidence interval, are the basic knowledge or the foundation for the hypothesis testing. Okay, because hypothesis testing is basically about the process of testing on mean value. Mean is basically referring to numerical descriptive measures. At the same time, in order to test the hypothesis, we also have to take some sample. So that one is basically related to the sampling design. And in order to us to make a decision whether we want to accept the hypothesis or do not accept the hypothesis, we have to deal with the confidence interval. So that's why I said the three elements, which is numerical descriptive measures, the sampling design, and also confidence interval, are the three basic knowledge for the hypothesis testing. Okay, so hopefully you can get it. Okay, now back to the main thing in this topic, which is hypothesis testing. What is hypothesis testing? By definition, a hypothesis is a claim or assumption about a population parameter. I repeat, a hypothesis is a claim or assumption about a population parameter. Okay, let's see this example. Let's say a marketing officer trying to recruit more students, okay, and during the marketing campaign, he mentioned that come and study in UTM because our cost of living is reasonable. For example, he mentioned that the weekly meal expenses among UTM students is 100 ringgit. What does this mean? Let's see. Okay, let's say this is the UTM population student. UTM's students population. Okay. And in UTM we have around 2,000. This is the size population 2,000, and these are the name of student. For example, list of students, we have Abu, for example, okay, many more. We have Chong, for example, many more students. Okay, we have Z students, total around 2,000. Okay, remember what this marketing office claimed? He said, okay, come to UTM, the weekly mean expenses of UTM student is 100 ringgit. So this is basically what he claimed. Mean for weekly expenses is 100. So this is what we call the population parameters. Okay, the mean is 100. We call it population parameters. So the claim or the assumption about the population parameters, we call it a hypothesis. Okay, so normally this is the way we write the hypothesis. For example, like this, hypothesis null, meaning that the initial hypothesis, okay, the mean for weekly expenses is in Malaysia 100. We call it hypothesis null. Okay, this is the thing that, or the claim that we want to test whether it is true or not. If it is true, then we will accept this claim. If it is not true, we will reject the claim. Okay, so this is basic idea of hypothesis. So next, in order to do the hypothesis testing, we have to provide the alternative hypothesis. We call it hypothesis alternative. This hypothesis is basically opposite to this one. Like this, normally this is the way we write. Okay, the mean weekly expenses, for example, is not 100 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, so this is what we are going to prove, the hypothesis alternative. The hypothesis null is that the thing or the claim that we want to test. Okay, so in order to test whether this claim is true or not, we will take some sample from here. For example, here we have 2000. Maybe we take, for example, 100. Maybe this we will take some of them, become the sample, and then based on the sample information, we have the data, and then we do some calculation, and then the result will help us to decide whether the initial claim made by the marketing officer is true or not true. So this is the basic idea of hypothesis. I will show you later step by step how to do the hypothesis testing. Hope you are clear on this basic idea of hypothesis. Thank you very much.